Hello and welcome. It is Sunday evening. I'm actually gonna date this one. Very much so. Even though all readings are timeless, because everything is now. All we have is now, and there's a lot going on now, isn't there? Oh my goodness. Even I have to confess that I am. Definitely right. Look at all that. Have to confess that I got caught up in those lower vibrations. I got caught up in the shit, and that's for one why this video for Super Sign Sunday isn't out yet, and it's Sunday evening. I've been watching the show, the Human Experience show. And at the same time, yeah, as I said, getting caught up in those lower vibrations of pointing fingers and engaging in arguments. Right now, everybody is going to be anchored into where they are because fear does that, right? We freeze. We tend to freeze, especially right now. Where are we going to go? So we have that very much stay in place energy from what's been programmed into the masses over this last year. So everybody is going to be very, very clutched to exactly where they are. And that includes in that place where it doesn't feel good, especially where it doesn't feel good. As humanity ascends from 3 to 5D, we have to let go of what is not aligned with the 5D experiencing. And anything that is heavy is that. I'm so blessed and so grateful and so, oh my goodness, that my twin is back and things are shifting bit by bit by bit. And yet I watched yesterday because I had such an emotional meltdown that I was in such a deep space that I couldn't believe what the thoughts were that were going through my head and how hopeless I felt. I was in a complete abyss, and I hadn't talked to RV in I think a day or two, and we'd hardly been talking. Again, we've been working through things, and we hit that brick wall. But all it did was ricochet us back. Neither one of us acted in the same way as before. So we changed the pattern, and it looks like this is going to be that kind of a video. I will see about where we are at the end. We ricocheted apart, and we didn't block each other this time, because that and there's a lot of other twin flame travelers that have the same kind of joke where we joke about the block and unblock, because that's the hang up the phone or the not talk, right? Kind of thing. We didn't do that this time. We just gave each other the space. And then I was given this tip on cryptocurrency, which I'm very, very, very much a novice to that. But I was given a tip and encouraged, and I said, okay, fine. I mean, it's not like I'm going out shopping and doing all this other stuff, so I'll just invest that money. Why not? And I know RV is into that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh my gosh, there's a sign. Okay, sure. And so I sent a message to him, and we started investing together, because the system's going through some changes. I mean, obviously the entire world. Yeah, you can say we're going through some changes here. Uh-huh. That said, the cryptocurrency that I was given the tip on to buy, to focus on, it's going through some challenges with, of course, the regulators, that just because they want, they want their piece. Anyway, I digress. So yesterday I was just in this place. Everything, I was taking in too much information. I'd been paying too much attention to what was happening in the matrix and taking in all of that heavy energy. Oh my God. It really, really started to take its toll. I mean, it was taking its toll. Let's just say it that way. And I was in a space, just purging these layers that, all of a sudden I happened to look. I didn't have my ringer on my phone. And no sound on. I just happened to roll over and look, and my phone was lit up and he was calling me. My love. He was calling me. In a moment when you could probably certainly say I needed him the most. And he was kind of in an ornery mood and said something, I know, in a comical way. He was intended. I know. I mean, I was getting all the emoji faces and everything, all the laughing faces. Where I wasn't in that place. So I took it in a completely victim mentality way. And I said something in return to him, and it was, somewhat, I guess, an empty threat, but it was that darkness in me that says, there is no hope, so why stay? Yeah. I've heard people say that never goes away. The key is that you begin to recognize that space is teaching you something. It's like, wait a minute. I am the one who was focusing on the negative, and then I kept focusing on the negative, and I kept feeling worse, and then I kept focusing on the negative, and so I kept feeling even worse, and I created that space for myself instead of focusing on my blessings, on the good things, because even as I was in that dark space and I wanted to say some very, I could feel it was just purged, and I knew I was. And so instead I didn't say some of the things. I didn't feed it. And when I said what I did say about, I'm fine, then I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. I quit. I'm out. Not out of what he and I were doing, just out of the whole thing, this whole experience. And he started blowing up my phone. And I was writing a goodbye letter. I'm kind of like, I'm actually sharing this, but yeah, because I want you to understand. And here's the thing, though, is I was not using my tools. I wasn't using my techniques. I wasn't putting into practice all these things that I know. But at the same time, now where I am is in the space of being able to go, oh, I can see the whole thing from a whole nother perspective. Wow. And I can see how it has taught me even more that, oh my gosh, I am the one that got myself into that fucking hole by giving my attention to things that do not feel good. Because like I was saying, as this exchange between him and I was happening, there was this part of me that's saying, see, he's just, and then he's, the reason why he's hardly talking to you is because he's talking to other girls, and just stupid shit. It's really, really And those are the kind of thoughts, ladies, goddesses, that we end up then acting from a space where we sabotage. You don't know what the fuck he's doing. And it's really none of your business what he's doing. We each are here to live our own lives and have our journeys. And it's a blessing that we get to share in that journey, whatever it looks like. And that's what I've learned about twin flames is, God damn it, is it something unique? It is. But I'll tell you what, his light was brighter yesterday than it's been. At the exact moment when I needed it. I mean, I didn't cheer up right away. Don't mistake that. No. I was still in my space for a while, but that was the thing, is I was holding that space. I may have had these thoughts. I may have been hearing those such things that we say to ourselves, that it's hopeless, there's no point, humanity loses. Because seeing the things that people are saying and seeing the bigger picture, I remind myself that I like good crazy. It's good to be good crazy. That's why I flew to India. It took good crazy to fly to India. But believe me, I really do feel like I'm going crazy most days, these days. This past year, haven't you? Don't you? Do you not have these massive moments where you're just like, what the fuck dimension did I wake up in this morning? What planet am I? Please tell me. What year is this? Who am I? Okay, and especially when you get to that space where you realize that you are so much more than what you were taught, that there is so much more to this world, and then you discover things like twin flames and dark night of the soul and the emotional frequency scale, meditation, intentional manifestation, I call it, because we're always manifesting, but the key is to do it intentionally. And I am not gonna lie, sister, I have not been creating intentionally. It's been challenging to believe right now, hasn't it? It's been challenging AF to believe that things are getting better, even though it appears on the surface things are getting worse. I know this for sure, dear goddess, that it is always darkest before the dawn. And yes, I assure you, even though I would not have agreed yesterday in my ego, shadow, dark space, I know for sure everything is working out. Everything is working out. And so that you can find your power in knowing this, start with little things. Start with manifesting little things for yourself. A certain color butterfly. I know, of course, here it is winter months. A certain dog that you might run into along the street, or you all of a sudden finding that thing that you've been looking for like ever, and poof. Ask the universe to show you magic, because that is your magic. Well, holy moly there. I guess we are going to do some cards. This whole weird space. I don't want to talk politics, but I do want to talk humanity. I am in in a daze personally with what I can clearly see is going on. Wow. Dear Goddess, last week was about focusing on the vision and what you're creating. The week before that, it was focusing on you, on healing you and going within. Because you are the catalyst. When we can take a step back and actually look at ourselves and ask ourselves, what am I bringing to this experience? How am I feeling? What is my, what vibration am I putting out into this world? Instead of being so focused on everything outside of ourselves. If you really admit to yourself, if you're just sitting at home like me, right? You really have no power over what is going on anywhere else. Your power is inside you and how you are choosing to have this experience here. What you're choosing to give your focus to. Oh, geez, even I admit I've been doing way too much. Like, I feel like I have been watching Netflix marathons. And Goddess, I broke up with Netflix 3 years ago, shortly after creating empowerment experiences, because I realized when I went to do my end of January, it was going to be February spreadsheet for my bills, my spreadsheet. I went to put in there and go over everything because I do check. I'm like, am I actually using this? Is this actually serving me? Is it, just to be more conscious? And there was Netflix. I was already in that space and I went, whoa, I haven't turned on my TV for 4 weeks. So I broke up with Netflix. Because I also realized that I was spending so much time. Oh, God. The marathons. Oh, jeez. Okay, right? You feel me? And I didn't feel good. And so I'm kind of in that space now watching the difference is this is actually the movie of humanity. What's happening here is, wow, this is the greatest, this is the biggest, wow. And you chose to be here for this, Goddess. You chose to be here for this. And you can be sure that you're supported. Even I know for me, I needed to see this because my mind, as I'm sure, like so many, has been going, how am I going to be able to become wealthy in this environment? How am I going to even be able to pay these certain bills? Some of you may be in that place. You have to feel the energy of abundance to align with it. And this is what I'm talking about also with the creating, focusing on what you're creating. And as I was saying at the beginning of, again, this is a crazy video this time for sure, is at the beginning is I'm able to see how I created what was happening these past couple days. Yesterday, oh my goodness. And to be able to go, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute. Sorry, I like that little line from Friday After Next. Thank you. Takes me back. But we are creating our realities here. Goddess, you are creating your reality. You want to feel better. You've got to focus on things that feel good. You want to feel prosperous. You want to receive this. You've got to know how it feels. How does it feel? Goddess, how does it feel? Because miracles happen. You are a miracle. This world is a miracle. Every single human being on this planet is a miracle, and what is happening with which we are a part. We are a part of this. Do not let that darkness win. It is okay to walk through it. It's important to allow yourself to feel these things, to get them out of you, to write what's needing to get out of you, to say what needs saying. Because then you create space for better to flow in, and that's what we are here to do, is create. We are creators, so we need to be creating on purpose, intentionally. To wake up and recognize the power that we have and stop giving it away to something outside of ourselves, and especially the bullshit inside of ourselves, because that is what keeps us from our dreams. That is what blocks the miracles and the prosperity and all this which we desire to experience. It's what keeps it away, at bay. Not anybody else. That is that victim mentality that is so big on the surface of humanity right now, that we have just, it is not a choice to become a victim. It is a choice to stay one. And that is coming from someone who knows very well what it is to be a victim. Raped, gang raped, abused, assaulted, arrested, gaslighted, stalked, neglected, teased, bullied. I mean, oh, come on. I have every excuse. And does it get me down? Does that shit rear its ugly head? Yes, it does. That's what I was saying. That's what yesterday was. That's my shadow. I don't have the follow through. You and I can admit that. That's another shadow. You and I can admit that. I don't have the follow through. And I laugh when I'm in my authentic space of going, wow. I mean, I used to live in that space all the time. And then I realized miracles happened. Meeting my twin flame is a fucking miracle. Flying to Goa, India, manifesting that trip from concept to completion, jeez, in less than 90 days. That was a miracle to me. That's the thing about twin flames too, is we know. I didn't say it because I didn't believe in twin flames, nor did I even know that he and I were. But how could I know we were if I didn't believe in him? He said, I believe we've known each other in past lives. Dear Goddess, of course. But this is what makes the twin flame journey so challenging. Because that past life karma that you've had with him is also going to be past life karma of your lessons, period. So it's all connected. It's all connected. Heal anything and everything. Allow yourself to feel it so you can heal it. Allow yourself. That's the biggest thing that I have come to see for myself, is to allow myself to feel good. Do you feel that? Once you become aware that you block yourself from feeling good by choosing to focus on things that do not feel good, by choosing to think thoughts that do not feel good, you can then recognize the power that you have to choose to focus on what does feel good. Because what do you have to lose when you feel good? when you can choose to feel good, because this was what RV did. He clearly knows that I am a teacher. I am a coach. I am a leader. Because that was one of the things he did to kind of pull me out, was to ask me, so tell me, suggest to me, what is the path for happiness? How do I decide? It blew me away. I mean, well, even in that moment it did, but even more so now, to be able to reflect back and learn. That is what this is about, Goddess. That is how you heal your past lives, as you begin to recognize that you are not that story, but you sure shit can take that lesson and become stronger. You can allow your battle scars to be, there's a word for this, right? That I've heard to be, your honor marks, to be your honor badge, right? Because damn, you went through that. Start looking at things that way. I mean, imagine when we all get on the other side of all this, we're going to be able to say, wow, you will not believe what we lived through, man. You will not believe how wild it once got for humanity, for the entire planet. And then nobody was believing, and it was like everybody was believing that, but it was really that, and like, oh my gosh, and then this is what was happening, and wow, we found out that, and it's just, sorry, I just had a moment on there. I'm like, it's about just rolling with it, feeling good. Be gentle with yourself. You see, that was yesterday. Was when you do not feel good, it's okay to take that time. It's important to take that time for you. Be gentle with yourself. Don't beat yourself up because you don't feel good. Honor that this is coming up for you to look at so you can finally let it go. It's time to let it go. And I assure you, dear Goddess, that this is one of the biggest, most important assets to your self-love empowerment journey, to your twin flame self-love empowerment journey, is to be gentle with yourself. Because I don't know about you, I've been known to beat myself up pretty rough, huh? The things that I have said to myself, not pretty. Especially back, years ago. And that used to be all the time, incessant. But when you can begin to honor where you are and give yourself that space to be where you are, then you, dear Goddess, are loving yourself. You are powerful in that place. That is you having control over you when you are gentle with yourself. You don't need to be a drill sergeant. We don't do critical mothers in the 5D. We guide, we illuminate, we nurture, we love. All these things you must be learning how to do for yourself, dear Goddess, or else we don't really do for others. To truly be good at something, to truly be an expert at something, you've got to practice it. You have to be it. So here we went on this crazy, wild journey that I didn't even realize we were going to go. And I am going to throw in really quick before I end. Let me just grab an angel number or two for us. Let's see what we got. 2 of these puppies. Ooh. Oh my goodness. 17 and 4, 4, 4, 4. Wow. Those who know this number. It is also a very profoundly powerful number for my own personal journey, my twin flame journey. This is a powerful number. Trust. Trust the plan. Trust the process. Trust the journey. Trust. Okay? Dare to dream. Stop focusing on where your power is not and focus on where it is, and that is creating what you desire to experience. And the 4 4s, well, we know that 4 is the archangel number. We're all surrounded, dear goddess. All is well. All is well. The magic, miracles, source, love, abundance, blessings, healing. Everything is working out, dear goddess. Remember, we don't come to the light without going through the dark. And it is always darkest before the dawn. This is Rochelle Richard with Empowerment Experiences, guiding you into and through finding your power in every moment. Link below to book your session. I will see you in the next video. Love and light to you all. Namaste.